A Floyd County murder suspect appears in court, and a Pikeville man is sentenced on a federal drug charge. I'm Jerry Scott, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. The man accused of shooting and killing another man by the Oxter Bridge in Prestonsburg appeared in court for arraignment today following his indictment for murder. Sheldon was in the courtroom and tells us what took place.
Larry Johnson, the Floyd County man accused of killing another Floyd County resident here in April, was in court today for his arraignment and also asked to have his bond reduced. Larry Johnson, the man accused of shooting and killing 47-year-old Prestonsburg resident Steve Atkins, was arraigned in Floyd Circuit Court Friday morning.
Mr. Johnson, I want to accept your not guilty plea. I want to set this matter for November the 13th at 9 a.m. for a informal pretrial and a formal pretrial November the 20th at 9 a.m.
Police say Johnson fled the scene and went on foot into the woods before being caught the following day. Also Friday, Johnson's attorney asked Floyd Circuit Judge Johnny Ray Harris for a lowered bond. Harris denied the request and left Johnson's bond at $1 million cash.
The court examined that bond when it came up out of the district court, and I did reduce it at that time, and I think this bond's appropriate. I'm bonding the same. Ms. Bogetti, if you want to up from a bond motion, you can go ahead and file notice.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Sheldon Compton.
A Pikeville man will be heading to prison following his guilty plea on a federal drug charge. 57-year-old Randy Keithley was arrested last October after Pikeville police responded to a panic alarm at his home. When they arrived, they found him outside saying he just had a new security system installed and had pressed the panic button to see if it worked. But police soon discovered he was wanted on 3 warrants and placed under arrest. After telling police he had soiled himself and asking to change clothes, officers found fentanyl hidden in his dirty clothes. Keithley was indicted by a federal grand jury on charge of possession of fentanyl with the intent to distribute in January and entered a guilty plea in April. On Thursday, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Keithley is currently being held in the Pike County Detention Center, awaiting transfer to the federal prison system. Coming up after the break, we'll have a special report looking at the safety of a popular natural supplement. That's coming up when the Mountaintop Daily continues. But first, sports and weather.
With this Mountaintop Sports Report for Friday, I'm Brittany Rowe reporting. Pikeville football will travel to Martin County today for a scrimmage at 6:30 p.m. at The Rock. Letcher County Central will also be scrimmaging against Martin County and Pikeville later this evening. Check out Mountaintop Sports on Facebook for highlights from the scrimmage. On Monday, August 25th, Mountaintop Sports will have a kickoff tailgate live at the Mountaintop Media Stage. Beyond the Scoreboard and the Hell podcast will return for another season. We will also have giveaways during the event with Gary Allen tickets, a family 4-pack of tickets to the Kentucky Kingdom, and so much more. You don't want to miss out on this community event. Mountaintop Sports also had an opportunity this week to speak with some of the Shelby Valley volleyball players about their upcoming season. Here's what junior Miley Riddle had to say about her expectations for the 2025 season.
Our expectation is to do the best as possible. Our team motto is earn, not given, so we have been in the gym constantly this year, working on growing and getting better, and our achievements from last year still mean a lot to us, but we plan to achieve more this year. We really do appreciate your support, and we hope to see you guys out this year. We're going to be stronger and better and faster, and our energy, we're just such a good family and a good community around this school. Every sport supports each other, and we just hope you come out and watch us.
For the latest area high school and college sports news, remember to check us out at mountain-topsports.com or like and follow us on Facebook, X, and TikTok. Reporting for Mountaintop Sports, I'm Brittany Rowe. Have a great weekend, sports fans.
When the government took Social Security away from honest Eastern Kentuckians, Attorney Ned Pillersdorf got the hearings declared unconstitutional. When the women guards were harassed at Little Sandy Jail, Ned fought back, securing a $1 million verdict at trial. And when the state tried to shut down Cordia School, Ned fought back and kept the school open. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf fights for the underdog, and he's ready to fight for you.
It's that time again to save big and score huge savings on our back-to-school bundle. Come into Appalachian Wireless today to see how you can save over $1,000 when you pair your favorite devices. Because the more you pair, the more you save. It's a deal that lets you gear up the entire family for school while saving big in the process. Stop in today at one of your favorite Appalachian Wireless retail locations or visit us at AppalachianWireless.com to learn how you can help your student get back to school ready. Hurry! Offer ends August 31st or while supplies last. Because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
The legal natural supplement Kratom has become popular with many users, especially those who see it as a way to reduce the symptoms of opioid withdrawal. But critics say it can be dangerous, especially when down to its active ingredient, 7-OH. Recently, the Trump administration has signaled it intends to restrict the sale of 7-OH by placing it on the drug schedule. Robin has been investigating Kratom in search for answers. Tonight, she brings us her findings.
The Food and Drug Administration recently published a press release announcing their recommendation to schedule 7-hydroxymetrogenine. Many of you have probably never heard of this substance. 7-hydroxymetrogenine, more commonly known as 7-OH, is a naturally occurring ingredient in Kratom, an herbal supplement that has been a controversial topic throughout the U.S. for the past several years. Kratom is available in a variety of forms at smoke shops and gas stations. Proponents of Kratom claim that it helps with a variety of health issues, whereas opponents say it has opioid-like properties, making it addictive and harmful.
So Kratom is a substance, it's a drug that comes from Southeast Asia, and it mostly arrives in powder form. And one of your largest producers is Indonesia. 95% of the supply comes from there. And it's all extracted into different forms. You have your red powder, you have your green powder, and you have your white powder. Red powder is more associated with opioid-like expressions, feelings, things like that. The green is more associated with like all of it. So you can get all the symptoms based on that. And then the white is more stimulant-like effects for that. The issue is where if not somebody's not aware of that, then they could get different effects based on what they're taking if they're not being told correctly on that.
According to Mac Haddow, Senior Fellow on Public Policy for the American Kratom Association, Kratom in its natural form is harmless. The issue is when 7-OH is extracted.
If you isolate it and you just say, I've got 7-hydroxymetrogenine here, it is 20 to 30 times more powerful than morphine, and it has what's called a full binding affinity to the mu opioid receptors, meaning that it latches onto them, and it has exactly the same effects that opioids have. It goes to your euphoric high center. It gives you that, elevated and then drives the addiction, and it goes to your respiratory system where you have resulting deaths.
Under Kentucky House Bill 293, it is illegal to sell Kratom products that contain more than 2% of 7-OH. Now the FDA is pushing to place 7-OH on the federal drug schedule, which would limit its use and availability. The Gray Area, a retailer in Prestonsburg, shared their thoughts on Kratom and 7-OH.
We live in an addiction area. Kratom comes along, you hear about it at like nutrition shops. I mean, really, it was supposed to be something to help workers in the field from what I've watched documentaries, and or it was used for pain. They did use that medicine to try to figure a way for opioid addicts as a different approach. And I knew after trying the 7-OE, that new one, being like, yeah, this will be banned. Naming your supplement of medicine or whatever, it's a supplement, Toperky, Oxy, all these names related to the worst medicine known to man that killed thousands of people. We abused it. Everybody abused it. Oxycontin.
Currently, the FDA is recommending that 7-OH be placed on the federal drug schedule, but that decision must be made by the Drug Enforcement Administration. At the time of this story, there is no published timeline for this process. Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Robin Tillman.
That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Jerry Scott for Mountaintop News.